All right, Peter. We're going to talk about square foot gardening. So here's the first question. What is square foot gardening?
Okay, square foot gardening is an idea that you can plant lots of food in a small space.
Okay.
And so you divide your garden into square foot chunks, and then inside that chunk you plant a certain number of plants. And the idea is that with this dense planting, it cuts down on weeds, it increases production. And this year we're going to take that and we're going to put it to a test. We have here, we have a 4 foot by 8 foot garden bed that we have previously put a fair amount of compost in. And so we're going to divide it out, and we are going to plant a few plants and just get it ready to go for the whole year. And throughout this year, we're going to do updates on this.
Good deal.
And online at familyplotgarden.com, we'll keep a tally of kind of a blog of what we've done and a tally of what we've harvested out of it. So this is the first time I have actually done a square foot garden. I've done similar ideas, but not like this. And so I'm really curious to see how much we can get out of this little bed.
I am too. I'm with you. This is the first time for me too, so I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
We're going to see what it's going to turn out to be. All right, so what do we need to start?
So the first thing we need to do is we have to divide our garden into square foot chunks.
Okay.
So we're going to do that with, we have some baling twine here.
Okay.
Now you can do it with thin boards. You can do it just basically however you want to. But we're going to use the twine.
Okay. Good.
So we also have here, we have some landscape staples. So if you want to, let's go ahead and measure out. If you want to take this, let's figure out where a foot away from this wall is here, down there, and you can stick a staple in to mark it. And
so we're going this way?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
So,
okay, you got it?
There we go, yep. So a foot there, foot there.
Yeah, you pass me a couple of those?
Yep, there you go.
Going a foot, okay, this one here. All right.
Okay. Now let's go do the other side. Okay. Same thing.
Same thing.
Now let's do the short side.
Okay. I can do the one down here. Okay. You got it?
Yep, I got that one. Okay, so that should be all we need the tape measure for today. So now we're going to take what we've marked and string, here's the twine. If you want to just tie it.
Does this have to be tight? Or?
Just tight enough that it's not going to wander.
All right.
Just move the staple back here and tighten it up. Okay, let's do the next one.
It doesn't take much. Okay.
Okay, I'll go the other direction. So now our bed is divided into 1 foot by 1 foot squares.
Okay.
And a lot of times when you plant with traditional gardens, you might string off stuff, and then if the string goes away, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Because you planted it. Here though, you want to keep the string the whole year. Because what we're going to do here is I've made a plan for this garden. This plan is laid out square foot by square foot. And in some places, I'm going to be planting multiple crops through the year. Okay. So I've gone through, I've tried to figure out that, for instance, we have spinach. And spinach will be done at about April 15th where we are. Okay. And so then that will be replaced by bush beans. And that's going to last until about August 1st, and it'll be replaced by broccoli for the fall.
Got it.
So, so I've planned this out to try and utilize the space as good as possible. And then also here, there's some places like I'm going to be growing cantaloupe, sweet potatoes, watermelons, tomatoes.
Wow, so you can grow all of that in this bed.
Well, I'm going to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of this walkway where we are. So like, for instance, the cantaloupes are going to be planted here, but I'm going to have them run out.
Right.
You know, the watermelons are going to be here, they're going to run out.
It's going to be interesting.
And then the tomatoes, which are going to be tall, we have tomatoes and cucumbers, they're going to be planted against this side here, and we have to put the stakes in for them now. Okay. But that's the north side of the garden. So you kind of have to keep track because the north side is going to have the tall plants so it doesn't shade anything in front. So let's go ahead and put in the stakes for the tall plants here. All right. And we're going to, rather than having them go straight up and down, we're actually going to lean them out so that they go out over the lawn here a little bit. And that will help us by making it so that we're using space that's not over the bed. Yeah, and I'm not gonna put up the trellis right now, but it's just good to get that in so it's ready to go. Each square has a certain number of plants. So the big plants would have 1 square, and the biggest plants actually might have 4 squares. So something like a full-size cabbage plant might use 4 squares because it gets, you know, it gets pretty big. Yeah, but smaller plants use less. So we're gonna plant onions and peas today because it's February.
And it's that time.
It's that time to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant 9 onions in a square, and we're gonna plant 9 peas in a square.
Wow.
So according to my plan here, we're going to be planting 2 squares of onions. And we're gonna plant 9 each. So what we wanna do is space them in a grid with a gap around it to leave space between it and the next square.
Gotcha. Okay, there's that.
Okay. And now one of the advantages of the square foot garden here is because it is so dense, the plants will shade out the weeds. So it is low maintenance.
So you can actually have a low maintenance garden, huh?
Yeah, a low maintenance garden.
How about that?
And even if you do have weeds, you look at this, how big is this? This won't take much to weed. Also,
no time.
It has all of this loose soil in it that you never walk on.
Yeah.
And because you never walk on it, it never gets compacted. So even if you do have to weed, it's just, you can go through quickly.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we're going to do today is we're going to plant peas.
Peas, okay.
And those are going to be in these 4 spots over here. And those are also 9 per.
So it's 9 per square.
9 per square. Your stereotypical square foot garden bed is 4 feet by 4 feet. This one's 4 feet by 8 feet. Because it is so small, I can reach anywhere in the garden bed without ever stepping on it. And you can grow it on raised beds. So, you know, even if you can't bend over to the ground, gives you a place to, you know, you can garden even if you're not able to bend over very far. There we go, and we're going in our square foot garden. And as we move along here in a few weeks, we're gonna be planting lettuce, because it's gonna get to that time. And it'll slowly fill up and turn over as we go through the year.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button below.